Hey class, last video or last notes for Unit 3, Lesson 8, and we're going to write the inequalities for compound inequalities. So let's just start with a little bit of review. The first one here, we have a closed circle at -2, and the red arrow is going to the right. Now the values to the right are greater than or equal to. So that means that this inequality here is all the x values, that's where our line represents, are all the x's that are greater than or equal to -2. We have the equal to because of the closed circle. Over here, this one, it's at 5, and the shading is to the left. So like 0, 1, 2, 3 are all solutions, and that means that those values are less than 5. And it's an open circle here, so we would just use a less than 5 symbol and not put the equal to since it's an open circle. Pause the video and do the other two on your own. Give it a shot. Then recall compound inequalities. So this one on this first graph here, it's x is greater than 3 and x is less than 9. So this was an and inequality. So for and inequalities, we have, first we can write it like this: x is greater than 3 and x is less than 9. But to put it as a compound inequality, we write it like this. You put the variable in the middle. I always start with the right side. X was less than 9. And then I add that x was greater than 3. Notice that the inequalities both face the same direction. They both point to the smaller number. The 3 is on the left. You put the smaller number on the left, the bigger number on the right. I don't have equal to on either of these inequalities because they both have open circles. So this is how you write the compound inequality for and when you write it together. The variable goes in the middle. The inequalities face the same direction. They're both pointing to the left. The inequality goes in the middle. The smaller number goes on the left. The bigger number goes on the right. This one is x is less than 3, going -3, or x is greater than 9. So for an or inequality, you just write this inequality separate for each. So x is less than -3, no equal to because we have the open circle again, or, and then x is greater than 9, open circle, no equal to. So that's how you write the or inequality. So let's do a little practice. Describe in words the solution and then write a compound inequality. So if I look at this graph, first I start at 2 and then I'm going to the left. So this part of the graph represents all my x values that are less than 2. Then on this side I have a closed circle at 4 and then going to the right of 4. So these values are all the x values that are greater than or equal to 4. So this is an or problem. It is all the x values that are less than 2 or all the x values that are greater than or equal to 4. So it is an or problem there. On this one, we are between 5 and 7. So I would say that x is between 5 and 7, or x is greater than, since it's a filled in circle at 5, a closed circle, it is greater than or equal to 5, and less than 7. So it's between 5 and 7, greater than or equal to 7, or and less than 7. So, sorry, greater than or equal to 5 and less than 7. So you write that, you put the x in the middle, you face the inequalities both pointing to the left. You put the lower number on the left and the higher number on the right. And then since 5 is a closed circle, we add the line underneath it. And on the 7, we leave it with no line because it is an open circle at 7. Okay, let's try a few more. This one is between 10 and 20. It says that x is to the right of 10, so x is greater than 10. And because it goes between the two, it's and x is less than 20. So we put the x in the middle, and then we write two less than signs. So pointing the same way. And then the 10 goes on the left and the 20 goes on the right. 10 is less than 20. This time we don't put any equal to's because both circles are open. You read it from the inside out, it would say x is greater than 10 and x is less than 20. So any x value here we could plug in, like x equals 15 would be a solution because 10 is less than 15 and 15 is less than 20. So that's an example of a solution to the problem. This is the answer to this particular question though right here. Okay, last one. This one is x values are greater than or equal to -3 because it's closed circle, or and less than or equal to 2 because it goes between. So if it's between, it's an and again. So x, and it's greater than or equal to because it's closed circle. And x is less than or equal to 2. So we put the x in the middle, and then we are at between -3 and 2. So I'm going to put the variable or the inequalities first, less than both, and then -3 on the left and 2 on the right, and then add the equal to signs for both. So just one more recap. Or goes separate ways on the graph. So like x is less than or equal to 2 or x is greater than 5. And then the and problems go between two values, like x is between 2 and 6, and it's equal to 2 but not equal to 6. So those are some examples of quick and or. So try a few on your own.